Those emails are clean as a whistle. This is not how Hillary Clinton goes down. I mean, what did you think my email said? Hi, it's Hillary. I really screwed up on Benghazi today. Please. I wasn't born yesterday.
Well, even Saturday Night Live was taking on the issue of Hillary's emails and what they may mean. Joining us now on the line, legal analyst Joe DiGenova. Listen, a lot of talk on the Sunday talk shows about Hillary's email problem. Is there any there? Because, Lanny Davis says there's not, Joe.
Poor Lanny. I think his set two with Chris Wallace on Fox News Sunday was pretty amazing stuff. Lanny's got a problem, and the problem is very simple. There's no doubt that she broke rules, regulations, but that's actually irrelevant. The point is, she had emails that were being sought by congressional committees, but more importantly, by federal courts all over the country. There were requests for documents from federal courts in cases involving the Freedom of Information Act. Justice Department lawyers and lawyers from the State Department produced affidavits under oath in federal courts telling those courts that no Hillary Clinton emails existed. That was false. She knew that those affidavits were being provided to federal courts. She is in very serious trouble. And this is not going to go away because those cases which were dismissed because there were no Hillary records are going to be reopened.
You're talking about
judges are going to want to hear from her, not her lawyers.
You're talking about some of these cases involving, among others, Catherine Engelbrecht.
Everybody, people like that who got screwed in the IRS, and also people who got screwed trying to get Freedom of Information Act requests like media outlets, the public, and Congress. This has no end for her.
Yeah. I mean, Engelbrecht is in the IRS thing, but this is really more about, isn't it about, like, Citizens United, I know, has something like 14 pending FOIA requests that all turned up nothing on Hillary Clinton.
That is correct.
And Concerned Veterans for America and other groups like that.
What has occurred here is she is aware of those requests, and she did nothing to inform the courts of the existence of these servers at Chappaqua. By the way, these servers, she may have paid for them, but all of the information on those servers presumptively belongs to the United States government. And there is no way that Gowdy's committee should wait any longer. They should issue what's called a forthwith subpoena for those servers, send the sergeant-at-arms and 2 counsels up to Chappaqua, hand them the subpoena, and say, turn over the servers. And if they don't, contempt of Congress. I mean, it's very, very simple stuff.
Thank you, Joe. And actually, that was my next question to the heart of this. She claims she paid for the servers. She claims it was her own personal email, her private email.
Nope.
But anything that she wrote while she was Secretary of State, especially on this email account that she used for business, they belong to us, do they not? She can't, Lanny said, well, they sifted through them and decided the ones that were work-related that got turned over. No. They're all ours, even the personal ones, we own them, don't we?
They all belong to the people of the United States, and the way you do this is the way we did it when we were conducting House investigations in the 90s. If there's any issue you get a third party to review all the emails, to take out anything that is truly personal, like what kind of wedding dress Chelsea should get and all that nonsense. But this is a no-brainer. The Democrats are throwing up a smokescreen saying, well, she turned over 55,000. 55,000, that's a piece of spit. There's millions of emails on those servers. And by the way, we don't know how many servers there are up there. We don't even know that. There could be 2. There could be 3. The bottom line is those servers should be seized by the House committee. And they should actually be seized by the Justice Department because of the litigation that the Justice Department represents her in all these Freedom of Information Act cases. Question, why is the Justice Department not demanding that those servers be turned over to the department?
Well, that's a good question.
Joe,
pretty embarrassing.
Let me ask you about the politics real fast, Joe, because you just said the Democrats are all claiming to. Are the Democrats really claiming anything? I mean, yes, Team Clinton, Lanny Davis, the usual suspects, but boy, I haven't heard much from other Democrats. You look at the Drudge Report right now, and there's a big picture of Martin O'Malley staring back at you. What's going on in the party, Joe?
We can only hope. The bottom line is, though, the only people who have spoken up about this forcefully are the 6 Democrats on the Gowdy committee demanding, listen to this, if you could believe, talk about brazenness and ballsy. The 6 Democrats are demanding that Gowdy withdraw his subpoena for Hillary's emails because, quote, she's already produced enough. I mean, these folks over in the House, these Democrats, they are really sick people, and it's all Elijah Cummings. I mean, can you imagine? This guy thinks he wants to be United States Senator from Maryland. Bring it on, baby. Bring it on.
Well, it seems to me, when you talk about email, pull back a little bit and look at the bigger picture. The Obama administration has got a serious problem with email. Let's talk about Benghazi. We now know the Secretary of State, has emails out there that apparently the Benghazi committee has not yet looked at. He handed over a few, but even the few that have been handed over allow Trey Gowdy to say that there are huge gaps. Look at the IRS situation. We now know that all of those emails from Lois Lerner that we said did not exist apparently do exist.
And the president, with a straight face, says to an interviewer, "We are the most transparent administration in history." It's true. I mean, this guy is able to lie so easily and facilely. It's amazing to watch all of them. But here's the problem. As corrupt and as deceitful and lying as this administration is, look at how inept the 3 House chairmen were investigating Benghazi. Chairman Royce of Foreign Affairs, Chairman Rogers of Intel, and Buck McKeon of Armed Services. Not one of those 3 morons knew that Hillary Clinton had private email accounts, and therefore they never got any documents from him. How can you be the chairman of a committee of such important jurisdiction and not know that until a lowly member of the Benghazi committee tells you, oh, by the way, we just discovered last August that she had servers in Chappaqua. By the way, what was Gowdy doing since August, for God's sakes?
Well, I think it's a good question. I think they've been trying to figure out what it is that's going on and why all these emails that they wanted to find were not findable. And the answer becomes, well, because she had them all in her server in Chappaqua.
At this point, there is no reason to presume good faith on the part of Hillary Clinton.
Yeah,
Those
tell me about it.
Should be seized in Chappaqua by the Sergeant at Arms of the House, pursuant to a forthwith subpoena issued by Gowdy.
But, Joe, really quickly, you mentioned earlier in this segment that it's the judges in these FOIA request cases that might actually have more muscle. I mean, let's face it, anything that the House of Representatives does, it'll be, those mean Republicans are just going after Hillary because they can't beat her at the ballot box.
Yep. You gotta do both. Yeah,
but these judges, they're the ones who actually can come in, right?
She has very serious legal jeopardy now in these cases because I assume that Judicial Watch is going to seek to reopen all the cases that were dismissed by judges because, quote, there are no Hillary records. We now know that those representations made to various federal courts all over the country were in fact false, knowingly false. She is responsible for the false representations made by DOJ and State Department lawyers. Affidavits in her name were submitted to courts under oath. This is not going to go away. And they can send Lanny Davis out 6 days in a row. The bottom line is federal courts don't care about Hillary Clinton. They care about the truth. And she thwarted, purposely, premeditatedly, thwarted the presentation of relevant material evidence in federal court cases all over the United States.
Could you, if you were a U.S. attorney considering the facts that we know now, could you build a case on this?
Absolutely. There's no question about it, but I can assure you that not one U.S. attorney in the country,
is even looking, that's right,
not the one in D.C., not anywhere, is going to do anything about Hillary Clinton. They're all going to say, this is up to Maine Justice. They have to make these decisions. This is a former cabinet official. But once those cases start coming in to refile and reopen based on deception, those U.S. attorneys are going to be right in the middle of it because those things, all of those pleadings, were filed under their names in those federal courts.
All right, we got to leave it there, Joe. Thank you so much. Appreciate
it. You bet, guys.